my name is Rachel, and I'm here with my May wrap-up. The first book that I finished in the month of May was The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the fourth and final book in the Raven Cycle series, and it was amazing. The whole series was wonderful. I love the book, I love the series, I love Maggie Stiefvater. So, yeah. I did give it a 4.5 though, because there were a few things about the ending that I kind of wish were different, but overall, it was an amazing book and an amazing series, and I'm just so glad that I read it, and now I have them, and I will definitely be rereading the series. Next up is A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. This is the second book in the London Magic series. I don't remember what the name of the series is, but the first book was A Darker Shade of Magic, and the third book is slated to come out next year, and it is A Conjuring of Light, and we just got the cover for that, and I'm just so excited. The series is so great. It took me forever to read this book, though, and I really don't know why. I bought it, like, the day it came out and started reading it, and that was in February, and I just finished it at the beginning of this month. So I'm not really sure what happened, but in all the reasons that I normally take a long time to finish a book, that it's slow, or that I don't like the characters, or that there's, lull points in the story, or that it's just not very good, none of those apply to this book. I have no idea why it took me so long to read this book, but it was very good. I don't think it was quite as good as the first one, but it was still really good, and it could have been a lot of my own attitude coming in. A Gathering of Shadows was so amazing, and I wasn't expecting it, but I was expecting this one to be outstanding, so maybe I just had too high of expectations coming in, but still I thought it was really good. I liked where the characters went, I liked where things are heading, and it definitely left us with a big cliffhanger for this one, so I'm ready for book 3 for next year. And I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. Next, I read a graphic novel by Raina Telgemeier, and that is Smile. This is about a girl she falls and knocks her teeth out, and it's like the process of her fixing her teeth, basically. But, with any story about young kids, it's about her life and school and friends and all of that as well. I thought this was a pretty good graphic novel. I really liked the author's writing style and graphic picture style. However, I felt like this particular one there were some elements that I just feel like were pushed in and they didn't really fit so well in the story. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but I will definitely continue on. I'm interested to see where the rest of her books will go. Next, I read Quidditch Through the Ages. That is written under a pseudonym by J.K. Rowling. It's supposed to be kind of a companion to the Harry Potter series. It's one of the textbooks that you can get at Hogwarts, and just that in and of itself is very cool. I liked reading the history of this imaginary sport that she created as if she were someone writing another textbook. It was just very cool all around, but mostly I read it because it had a Q at the beginning, and I was doing an alphabet challenge with my students at school this year, and that filled the Q spot. And I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was cute. I won't read it again. My favorite parts, though, were any mention of the librarian guarding these books. I just thought that was so cute. Next up, I read the short story by Gillian Flynn called The Grown Up. And I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars because it was weird, like all the rest of her books and novels and ideas, but I don't know, I just never knew what was going to happen with this one, and it started one place that I didn't like, and it ended another place that I thought, how did we get here? So, I don't know, it was just weird. That's the only way I can describe it, but I'm glad I read it, because I think I would have always wondered. I won't read it again. However, if she came out with another short story, I would read that. So, there's that. 3 out of 5 stars. And lastly, I read Eligible by Curtis Sittenfeld. This is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice, and this one was not for me. I know a lot of people really like this, and I think the problem is that I really, really like Pride and Prejudice. It's one of the books that I collect. I love that story. I watch the movie all the time, and I think any changes from it, I just wasn't going to like anyway, so there's nothing wrong with the book. There's nothing wrong with the author. By no means am I criticizing any of that. It wasn't for me. I did like some of the changes that were made, but most of the changes I felt just made me like the story less. I feel like in Pride and Prejudice, all the characters are kind of crazy, but they all have something that you like about them. Like, the dad, Mr. Bennet, just seems like a grumpy old man, but you can tell in certain scenes that he really loves his children. Whereas in this adaptation, it just seems like you don't get that aspect that he loves his children. You just get the grumpy side. And I just did not like the main character as much as I liked the original Elizabeth Bennet. So I didn't like Darcy as much. I didn't believe their romance, and just so many of the characters I just didn't like as much. But again, I think that's just because I am like a diehard Pride and Prejudice person, so I'd be very interested to hear the opinions that people have of this book who either haven't read Pride and Prejudice or didn't like it very much. I wonder if they would like this more modernized version. I don't know. But again, nothing wrong, nothing bad about this book. It just wasn't for me. So those are the 6 books that I read in May. It was kind of hectic and I did not read as much as I hoped, but I'm hoping to make up for that in June. I don't at this point know 100% what I'm going to read, so I'm not going to do an official TBR, but I will let you know that I am currently reading a few books. I'm currently reading Jacoby by William Ritter, I believe, and I'm also reading Jamaica Inn by Rebecca Demoyer, and I am listening to The Nest by, I cannot remember her name, like Kathy Dupree Sweeney, I believe. I'll put a picture up. I'm currently reading those 3 books, and there are also 3 other books that I'm going to try to read this month as well. I'm also hosting my very own readathon here next week, running June 6th through the 12th, which is the Wonder Reads Readathon. I will leave information down below, but basically it's just kind of like a travel readathon, and I have several books for that. I have a separate TBR for that as well. But beyond that, I'm also going to read The Bat by Joe Nesbo. He's a Scandinavian author, I believe, and he's kind of marketed as another Girl Who Meets the Hornet's Nest type of author, like that type of mystery. So I'm reading that one with my mom this month. And then I'm also reading 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I'm reading this with the girls book club at the high school that I work at. And I'm also going to try to tackle Game of Thrones. I cannot remember for the life of me right now what channel I saw the readathon from, but I'm going to find it and I will link it down below. But basically they're going to read the 5 books in the series so far over the next 5 months. So starting in June with Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings in July, Storm of Swords in August, Feast of Crows in September, and Dance with Dragons in October. This is my little planned reading list, as you can see. Any books that I want to read in a certain month, I write up here just to kind of keep myself on track. And I don't know if I'm going to make all of those, but I thought, I'll write them up there and give it a try. So I may or may not be getting to Game of Thrones this month. But that's kind of loosely my TBR. We'll kind of see where the month takes me. We're just going to let it go. Because, things get crazy in the summer when you're a teacher. So who knows? But hopefully I will have a ton of books in my June wrap-up for you because I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done this month. But that is all I have for now, and I will link the information for my Wonder Reads Readathon down below, as well as the Game of Thrones Readathon. And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to be notified when I post new videos, go ahead and hit that subscription button. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon with another video. Bye for now.